The ground just shifted under the NFC, and if you're wearing Honolulu blue, you can feel it through the screen. I'm coming in hot with what matters right now, how Detroit has positioned itself to drop a wrecking ball in the middle of the defense, why this move flips playoff math in November and January, what it costs in picks and cap, and how Sundays change when your front becomes a problem before the ball is snapped. Stay with me because I'm laying out the full map, timeline, money, scheme, production, and only no-nonsense football talk from a fan who lives this team the way you do. You already know the context. This locker room earned contender status with real football, not noise. We're 5-2 and built to last. But when a roster has a clean path to get even tougher at the point of attack, you don't blink. You line it up and finish. That's the energy tonight. The board is set, the phones are live, and there's one name that turns a very good Detroit front into a front that dictates games: Quinnen Williams. I'm going to show you how he fits next to Aleem McNeil and DJ Reader, how he unlocks Aiden Hutchinson's best version in money downs, what the draft capital looks like, and how the cap absorbs a top-shelf interior force without breaking the build we love. First, let's talk football, not fantasy. Quinnen's profile isn't just big name. It's real disruption in the A and B gaps, violent hands, grown man anchor on early downs, and the burst to wreck double teams when offenses get behind the sticks. Pair that with what we already do, a front that holds up on first down and hunts on third, with Hutch driving edges, Al-Quadin Muhammad playing honest ball opposite, and McNeil, Reader giving you sturdiness down the spine. What's been missing in the tightest games? That extra half-second theft in the pocket that turns a 3rd and 6 completion into a punt, the play that tilts field position and quiets road crowds. Quinnen changes that calculus. He forces protections to squeeze inside. When that happens, Hutchinson stops seeing constant chips and can attack with two-way freedom. It's the same principle you see in every elite front. The edge looks faster when the guard and center are panicking. Now the money and mechanics, this is where fans get lost, so I'll keep it straight. You're taking on a top-tier defensive tackle contract already negotiated in New York, structured to pay like the player he is. That cap number this season sits in the low 20s, and Detroit's room is workable if you plan for it like a grown organization. We've already invested in our core, Goff stable, Decker steady, the young nucleus locked in, and we still carry enough flexibility to add an impact starter without gutting depth. This isn't a mortgage the future for a splash move. It's the exact opposite. Pay for certainty on snaps that decide seasons. You add a durable, elite interior who doesn't need scheme coddling, and you do it at a position that holds up in cold weather and playoff football. That's grown-up roster building. On cost, here's how I see it from inside the building mindset. The Jets aren't giving him away. You're likely talking a first-rounder plus a sweetener. Think day 2 capital or a young rotational piece, and maybe some light pick conditions tied to snap counts or playoff triggers. Pricey? Sure. But measure impact against replacement. What are the odds a late first rookie gives you a top 10 interior season in January of this year? Slim, what are the odds Quinnen does? That's exactly what he's paid to be. And fit matters. In this defense, he's not asked to be a hero every snap. He's asked to win his one-on-one and make the ball come out early. That turns our coverage into aggressors, shrinks the window for timing routes, and lets us play downhill. It also makes life fairer for the linebackers. Jack Campbell and Alex Anzalone flow cleaner when guards can't climb. You'll feel it in red zone snap to whistle, where one stop becomes 4 points saved, and you'll feel it in those mid-quarter series where opponents try to settle with duo and inside zone. He deletes comfort. Now let's be honest about where we stand today, because I don't do fairy tales here. This is a real conversation, not a press conference. The league knows Detroit is in go-win the NFC mode, and the league also knows we play straight with our capital. The front office has kept enough cap headroom to act. The draft pipeline is humming. The locker room culture can absorb a star without bending, and the timing is sweet. Landing an all-pro level tackle before the stretch run lets you bake in the calls, the games, the stunts, so by late December it looks muscle memory clean. Think about the ripple. Hutchinson's get-off becomes a headline again because protections shift inside. McNeil can toggle between penetrator and post. Reader gets fresher fourth quarters. Al-Quadin's motor turns into finishing production. Even the secondary benefits. disguises, hold longer when the pocket is shrinking on schedule. On the field, visualize the first 3rd and 7 against a playoff team. Mugged front, Quinnen shaded strong, Hutch wide 9. Slide protection? Cool. Quinnen crosses the face, Hutch bends free, quarterback shortens the drop, and you're breaking on the ball. That's how a defense learns to steal possessions. Off the field, the message is even louder. Detroit isn't admiring last year's growth. Detroit is moving. For the cap guardians out there, I see the plan like this. Absorb the current year hit with existing space. Keep the big guarantees you've already allocated to your core. And layer in flexibility with future roster bonuses or option structures that won't handcuff you when more extensions arrive. The point is sustainability, not a sugar high. You keep the offensive identity intact, you keep special teams clean, and you add meat where the NFC playoffs are actually won. Let me also address the rotating rumor mill. Yes, other contenders want interior power before the deadline. That's why being decisive matters. Detroit's advantage isn't just picks, it's fit, role clarity, and a coaching staff that knows exactly how to deploy a player like this without overcomplicating it. We're not chasing a name. We're solving a repeated game problem, second chance first downs and muddy pockets on our quarterback's sideline. A move like this doesn't just help, it attacks your opponent's plan A, and you'll see it in Hutch's stat line as much as you see it in Quinnen's. So here's the heartbeat moment you've been waiting for. Because I promised clarity, not coyness. The real headline tonight is that Detroit is actively aligned to land Quinnen Williams if the Jets open the door at the number we're prepared to pay. This is not smoke for clicks. It's a football decision that fits the timeline, the tape, and the budget. If the last piece falls into place, you're looking at a defensive front that walks into January with heavyweight authority. That's why I'm all in on this push. Give me the player who moves the pocket on command, protects leads in the fourth, and lets Hutchinson play free. That's how you turn a good defense into a defense opponent's scheme around all week. Before I close, I want you in here with me. Drop it in the comments. What's your acceptable trade package to make this real? And how would you split the snaps inside? Quinnen McNeil as your every down pairing with Reader in the finishers package? Or a 3-man rotation to keep the legs live? Would you protect next year's first and pay with 2 twos? Or do you go clean first plus third and get the deal over the line? I'm reading everything and building the next breakdown around the smartest thread. My concise read on the move is simple. If the price sits inside that first plus sweetener range and the cap stays on schedule, you do it and you don't look back. Detroit has a window? This is how you widen it. If you want the fastest updates, real tape talk, and straight cap nuance without the fluff, lock in with me. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you never miss the next step. We're doing this like a team that means it.